All right, so we're gonna graph this. We'll answer all these questions. So let's start with some of the basic things. We'll just start graphing, and then hopefully we can start answering some of these items. Okay. So again, I'm gonna start with my vertex, and the vertex is going to be at negative b over 2a. So I'm gonna start with here at the vertex. Okay. Okay. Now the vertex is broken up into two parts. Okay. The first part here is your axis of symmetry, and the second part is going to be your y value or your min or max. Okay. And your min or max are going to be asked later down here. So it's asking for a minimum or a maximum value. Okay. So let's start off with that axis of symmetry. Okay. So I'm going to split this into two parts just so I can get a little bit more working space. 2 pages. Let's go new page. Okay, so axis of symmetry, here's the original equation. F of x equals x squared plus 6x plus 10. And to find our axis of symmetry, since it's in red, axis of symmetry is going to be x equals negative b over 2a. So x equals negative, and our b value is going to be 6 over 2 times our a value of 1. It's an invisible number out here in the front. Okay. We'll simplify by multiplying and multiplying. So x equals negative 6 over 2. X equals 3. So this is our axis of symmetry, which is, sorry, negative 3. Negative 3. Good? Now that is also right down here, axis of symmetry, so we can say x equals negative 3. It's an ugly 3. There you go. That's better. X equals negative 3. Okay, in order to find out where the min or max value is, so I can complete my vertex, let's get all this, let's group it together, shrink it down, and we'll do the actual equation. Okay, so I'm going to use this equation instead of x. I'm going to use the x value that it did find, which is negative 3. So f of negative 3 equals negative 3 squared plus 6 times negative 3 plus 10. So f of negative 3 equals 9 minus 18 plus 10. And I'll do this in parts. These two together make negative 9 plus 10, and f of negative 3 equals 1. Okay, there's your vertex. I got two parts. I'm going to change this color into green because it'll match a little better. So it matches. Okay, so let's go back to that single page. I'm going to find this axis of symmetry as a red line. It's a little smaller. Okay, so here's your x equals negative 3. Okay, and let's label that. So axis of symmetry, x equals negative 3. Because there's negative 3, and it's on the x-axis. Okay, we'll do the same thing for the y value, or our max or min value, and we've got a positive 1. Okay, so this is y equals positive 1. Because the positive 1 is right there. Okay, the two lines together make our vertex. There's our vertex. Okay, so vertex, I think it's facing up, I'm pretty sure, because our a value is a positive 1, so it must be facing up. Okay, so it's going to face up like this. Okay, so let's see if we found anything else in this graph. Vertex, I found the vertex, I'll label that. Negative 3, 1. That's our vertex. Do I have a minimum or a maximum value? Minimum or maximum? I know it's facing up. So I'll do just a real quick sketch, something like this. So I'm going to have a minimum value. So maximum, none, because it keeps going on up forever. And minimum value is going to be, here's our min or max, it's going to be 1. Y equals 1. Okay, so we'll keep going. We'll find the numbers around it. Okay, so the numbers to the left and to the right, one number less is going to be -4, and one number greater is going to be -2. So I'm going to plug in one of those numbers because their answers should be the same. So this answer here, whatever it is, will be the same as this answer here. Okay, I should label this x and y, x and y. Okay, so I'm going to plug in, I don't know, -2, because I'm good at multiplying by 2. Okay, I think I'm pretty awesome at it. Okay, so this, I'll do the same exact thing as I did here, but instead of putting in a -3, I'll put in a -2. So f of -2 equals -2 squared plus 6 times -2 plus 10. So f of -2 equals 4 minus 8 plus, oh, that's not -8, that's not right. 4, and then that should be what, -12. -12 plus 10. Okay, so again, when you're adding or subtracting these items, you can do them in any order you want. I can do 4 minus 12 and then plus 10, or I can do -12 and 10. I'm going to do these two first because, I don't know, in my head it makes sense to me. 4 and then -12 and 10 make -2. So f of -2 equals +2. So I have a +2 here, and like we said, they should match, so this should also be a +2. Okay. So let's graph those 2 points. I'm going to do those both in a blue line. Blue, I'll make them a little bit lighter. Okay, so positive, here's -4, x equals -4, x equals -2, and they both share the same answer, which is +2. Okay, so this is y equals 2, that's this one and this one. We have x equals -2 and x equals -4. So we have two answers here and here. So I have a pretty good idea of what my parabola will look like. 1, 2, 3 points. Okay, I can kind of just trace it along there. So there we go, something like that. That's not really that pretty. Let's try it again. Maybe, do I have, yeah, a curved line thing here? That's a little prettier. Okay, so min or max value, got the min. X-intercepts or Y-intercepts? Do we have any? Do we have any? We don't have any x-intercepts, right? So this parabola, this little U shape here, does not cross the x-axis at all. Okay, so it does not cross. Let me make this a little smaller. I'm looking for where does it cross this line, and this right here never touches this line. So x-intercepts, I'm gonna say none. Okay, you can also write no solution. Okay, and that is the same thing as this one, y equals 0, number 11. Okay, because this is y equals 1, this is y equals -1, therefore this line must be y equals 0. I know that these two are the same, and I'm going to say no roots, no real solutions. Okay, I can also say no zeros, no real zeros. Okay, so far I think I'm pretty good. Nothing crazy going on here. A couple things I still need to find. Y-intercept. Okay, here's your y-intercept. It's really easy. There. That is your y-intercept. Okay? Now, my y-intercept is going to be 10. But our y-intercept is always going to be a point. Okay? What number do you think is going to be in front of the 10? That's right. It's a 0. Okay? It's because this x value right here, let's change the colors. Or just put even. Okay, so this is our y-intercept right here, and this value is not x equals 1 or -1, is x equals 0. So that's our y-intercept. Okay. Now, just like x equals 0, if it's asking me for x equals -4, I can do the same thing. X equals -4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug in 4 for x into the equation. And, oh, well, never mind. I got it right here. Here's x equals -4. Move this line so I can match. X equals -4. It's this value right here. Every question is going to ask for something differently. And this one is asking for x equals 4. And my y value is 2. So find y when x equals 4. -4, I'm going to call -4, comma, 2. Here's my x value. Here's my y value. Okay. Now, the next thing it's looking for is where is y equal to 5? Now, that's going to ask for this point right here. Y equals to 5. Imagine that's a straight line. Okay. Now, in order for y to be equal to 5, that one's actually kind of tricky, because when y is equal to 5, I would probably have to write my equation something like this, where I'm going to put my y value as 5 and then everything else unknown. So I might write it like this: 5 equals x squared plus 6x plus 10. But we didn't learn this yet. This, we haven't figured out how to solve this. So what I do know is that when I look at this, okay, that, let's zoom in a little bit more. I do know that when y is equal to 5, right now my y value right here, let's do this. My y value right at this point is 2, and I know that at 0 it's going to be 10. So I go from a y value of y equals 2 to a y value of y equals 10. Okay, and that's at -2 and at 0. So in order to find something in between, somewhere between here is a y value of 5. So I'm going to guess it's somewhere in between -2 and 0. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try and plug in 1 to see if that works. Okay? I probably chose all whole numbers for you guys. Let me rephrase that. I chose all whole numbers for you guys. You're welcome. Okay? So I'm going to do the same thing. Instead of doing it this way, I'm just going to rewrite it with a -1. That way I can test if it's between that -2 and that 0. So f of -1 equals -1 squared plus 6 times -1 plus 10. So f -1 equals 1 minus 6 plus 10. F of -1 equals 1, and then I'll put these together and get positive 4. F of -1 equals 5. Now this is just like saying y equals 5. Okay, it's like the same idea. Okay, if this is my y equals 5, then this must be my x value, because that's what it was before. So I have -1 comma 5. So here, this one is saying that the y value is 5. So I have x comma y. I know that right now this is 5. When I tested it, it was -1. So that should be my answer. Okay. The name given to the graph, I'm not really worried about that one. I actually originally covered it up. It doesn't show up on any of yours. Where is the graph increasing and where is the graph decreasing? We're not going to worry about that right now. And